Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Be Perfectly Blended. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. And if this is your first time, thanks so much for clicking on. In today's video, I've got some clips from our 4th of July celebration, my son's birthday, some barbecuing and hanging out. But then I've got a lot of cleaning motivation as I've got to clean up this cabin and get ready for us to go back home. So thanks so much for coming along with me. I'm going to start here with my son's birthday. As I mentioned before, my youngest, his birthday is the 4th of July. So here I am putting together his birthday decorations. Now, when I ordered this, and this right here is a happy birthday banner, came with some balloons and some decorations for the cupcakes and cake. I put into Amazon birthday decorations 4th of July. And these are more maybe birthday decorations geared towards America itself. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, they worked. But right here, I'm putting together the little sticks that go in the cupcakes. They had flags, USA, some fireworks and things. They were really, really cute. So I went putting those together. And then it was kind of funny because my dad comes in and he sees the machine to blow up the balloons. So he wanted to help, and so we got the balloons blown up, but he just thought that was the coolest thing. Next, I'm laying these cups out. These are really cute. My dad came across these at his local Dollar Tree, and they have a little light on the bottom to light up, but they also have the lids, which is great because we're outside and there's bugs. Once I got everything decorated, we went down to the lake for a sunset. And this is like a little enclosure. It's open to anybody. So I was hanging out in here, which I could then see my grandson, my son, my older children as they played on the playground because the wind here can really kick up. So happy 4th of July. Happy birthday to my youngest. This is the next day and I'm prepping for the barbecue. And then my son and my father and myself were on the grill. We cooked steaks, hamburgers, hot dogs, brats. It was so good. You saw me boiling the turkey leg. What I do with that, I let that boil for a little while, and then I will take the meat off and I put it in with my greens. So here is the spread. Everything turned out so good. We just had a great time celebrating 4th of July and my son's birthday. We have some friends, some relatives that are around, so they came over to the cabin and celebrated as well. It was really, really nice. These cupcakes too, so good. And here's my son at the end of the evening, 4th of July. He was asleep by 8. This is the next morning. We went to the local kind of farmer's market, and this was a lot of fun. Here we bought 3 mugs from this young lady and a picture that my son found of a bear. So this was really nice. Just your local farmer's market. Once we got back to the cabin, I went ahead and made grilled cheese sandwiches. For my husband, I did put some turkey and some bacon on his. So what I like to do is put some butter in the pan, rub it on the bread, and then toast the bread in the pan. This is the cheese that I used right here, which are like the little individual squares. They just make it easier to make a grilled cheese sandwich, in my opinion. But they turned out really, really good. Again, I love cooking in this kitchen with the door open. Leave a comment down below and let me know, do you like grilled cheese sandwiches? Can you eat them on their own, or do you need to combine it with tomato soup? Now that lunch is done, it is time to go ahead and get the dishes done and get the kitchen cleaned up. So I'm just filling up the sink here with a little bit of warm water, splash of bleach, and some Dawn dish soap. So I'm going to put the dishes in here and let them soak. And then on the other side of the sink there is a dish rack. So I'm going to let them soak and scrub them. Then I'll rinse them and put them up to dry. I'm sorry for my tummy hanging out here. It is so hot, so I'm like wearing this. This is kind of a top I actually wear underneath stuff when what I'm wearing, like a dress or something, is strapless. But it was just so hot, so I just had this on with some shorts as I was cleaning. Anyway, so while the dishes are soaking, I'm taking these Lysol wipes and just wiping everything down in the kitchen. Now that the countertops are all wiped off nice and clean, I'm going to go ahead and take a little sip of my Heineken 00 here and attack these dishes. Well, not really attack them, but clean them, wash them. Once the dishes are all scrubbed up and rinsed off, and I put them over here in the drying rack, then as I'm spraying out the sink, I went on over and did a final little spray over the dishes, make sure all the soap's off. Once the kitchen was cleaned up, we went ahead and got in the car and went over to another cabin to visit some relatives. This was the little dress I put on. And once we were done kind of hanging out there, we drove back to the cabin, and this is the next morning. So now I've got to really get this cabin clean. This is our last full day here, and we're going to get ready to go home. So for breakfast this morning, I made waffles and some potatoes, bacon, eggs, and some chicken sausage for my older son. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the kitchen cleaned up. I'm going to start in here by really wiping everything down and making sure that all the dishes are done. And once they're done, I'm going to make sure they're all put back away. Here I'm just giving the stove a nice wipe down, and as I'm wiping it down, I remembered that I had the bacon in the oven, so I pulled that out. There was one more piece left, so of course I had to eat that. And now onto the floors. So I'm going to start by putting the garbage cans out and kind of picking up things off the table. It's just funny how things are just laid out and you just don't even realize they're there till you start to clean up. But anyways, now I'm going to go ahead and put all the chairs up. This was not an easy task in this little space. And then go ahead and go in with a broom. This floor needs a really good sweeping after all the festivities. I really like this dustpan. It's like from the 60s, but it was one swoop and it all went in. It was nice and sturdy. These are the wipes that I put on the top of this Swiffer. I used these wipes, and then I went back over with Swiffer scrub wipes as well. This floor really needed a good scrubbing, again, with all the festivities and animals and people coming in and out. So I'm just putting in some good little elbow grease and really giving it a nice scrub. But I've got to say, I really have enjoyed using this wet. I think it's like a wet mop Swiffer or something like that, but I really, really like it. Now that the kitchen floors are nice and clean, I'm going to go ahead and let them dry and move into the living room and give it a nice, good vacuum. I really did enjoy, if you've seen my videos before where I'm at home, I do have a Shark, but it has a cord. And this vacuum up here is a Shark, but it's cordless. So I really did enjoy that. And I think the head is a little smaller, so I was able to really get in and under everything. So it made vacuuming a lot easier. Once I was done vacuuming, I just took this carpet cleaner. It's a very lightweight carpet cleaner. And I really just went over the rugs right here in the middle of the living room. There were like a couple little spots. So I just did a real quick carpet cleaning right here in the middle, just to freshen up the carpets a little bit. It was so hot today. I had some of the windows open. They're fully screened. and this carpet dried. I mean, it was almost dry by the time I was finished up with everything. Dried really fast. There is a cover, as you can see in the back, that covered up the fireplace. It was so hot up here, there's a fire ban, so we couldn't do a campfire outside, and we didn't do a fire inside. Now that I've got the carpets done, I'm going to go ahead and dust real quick. I'm just taking some Pledge and a rag and just kind of going through all the wood surfaces and giving them a good little wipe down. Speaking of fires, if you haven't seen my previous video, there was actually a wildfire up here, not too far from this cabin. On the 3rd of July, we were on a level 1 evacuation. It was actually really kind of scary. And once the fire, they realized it was contained to a gully. And then they actually had it pretty much out by the next day. I was able to go up and get some footage of the helicopters dropping down the water and their powdery substance and things like that. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and look at that. That was really kind of cool. Anyway, so my son is putting some things away, some toys he got for his birthday, so that we don't forget to bring them back home. And I'm just continuing to give everything a nice dust or wipe down. It's a lot of wood furniture in this cabin. So just using Pledge and a rag and going on through. Well, I am finally done cleaning, and I was able to get out, have another little Heineken 00, get a little sun, and then we went out to dinner, and it was time to go back home. I want to thank you so much for coming along with me today. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.